both do a really nice job. I think, like we expected, Darion has some versatility, his ability to split out and be able to create separation with route running. I think Dylan is very decisive. It reminds me a lot of Chez. Put his foot in the ground, gaining extra yards on contact, plays with a lot of physicality. Both those guys, I think, feed off each other really well. We're really excited about both of them.
What are you looking for when you're giving reps to see whether it's realistic to consistent first game?
That's really what practice is for, right? Everybody's getting the same amount of reps just to see and to be able to gauge who's game ready and who's not. So it's top down.
Has Jackson just been a bright spot for your room for this week and a half, and just surprised you in any way, just with some of the runs he's been able to rip off?
Yeah, absolutely. And we've asked Jackson to do a lot of things for us. He's going to be obviously very valuable for us in special teams. We asked him to put on some weight, so he's a lot heavier this year. And some way, somehow, he got faster. Obviously, he got stronger because of the weight that he put on. But he does a lot of things for us, and his versatility is pretty impressive as well.
How familiar with all of you to be before you recruited him last December, I guess it was?
Well, we weren't familiar on a personal level, but obviously you do your homework and you do your due diligence and you watch the tape of the things that he did when he was at Oklahoma, and that's what we were looking for. We wanted somebody that prefers punishment and plays with a lot of physicality, and that's him.
How about just the maturity aspect?
Very, very mature.
Yeah.
Very, very mature. He's done a really nice job grabbing those young guys and taking them under their wing. So is Chez. And, Tawie's kind of a journeyman. He's been all over the place and he's experienced a lot of different things at a lot of different programs. And just being there to guide those young guys, I think, is invaluable, and he's done a really nice job doing it.
Yeah, Chez.
No. We're just trying to be smart and limit him. Just, obviously he's played a lot of football. He's shown all of us what he's capable of doing. He went through all of spring ball, and he showed us that. I think he's actually better than the Chez that we saw last year. So I'm really excited to get him back going once we get going for games. But we're just trying to, limit the things that he's doing right now.
I think this is one of the deepest running back rooms in the country, and what's the competition been like?
I mean, you could say that, I guess. The competition's great. I think all these guys feed off of each other, and we talk about, iron sharpens iron, and it starts in our room. And obviously we play against, I think, the best defense in the country, and being able to have that opportunity to play against those guys, it sharpens us and all the tools that we're going to be asked to use once we get going in game weeks.
And we've seen a lot of that two-back set from a lot of the different formations. Just what do you think it does for the offense to have two of your guys out there?
Well, I love it. You get to share the wealth a little bit, and having two guys on the field is really good.
As far as Chez goes, I know it's been kind of a limited opportunity he's had so far in camp, but what kind of stands out in his first week, and as far as a coach, kind of what you've seen from him in the time in the work he's been able to do so?
Yeah, we've asked him to be a leader, and I ask him to watch things that are happening as they're unfolding. I'm only one coach out there watching the running back position, so having him, it's like having another coach, and he does a really nice job, again, coaching those young guys when he sees something that, maybe I didn't see.
Having depth and options is obviously a good thing. I'm sure you prefer that. Is the challenge keeping these guys happy or finding roles for all of them? Do you see that as a challenge?
Well, I think you keep them happy by continuing to develop, the skills that are required to play the position. I've explained to them and told them, nobody's going to be given anything. Everybody has to come in here and earn their opportunities, and that's the challenge, is earning your opportunities and continuing to show that you know what you're doing and that you can play with the level of physicality it requires to play and run the football in the Big Ten, and continuing to develop your knowledge of the game of football.
How different is that for you? Your first year, where maybe the room wasn't as large as it is?
Yeah, obviously from a numbers perspective, but we lost one tailback last year, and the guys that we have back have all grown tremendously in all the areas that we've asked them to grow in. And each player's plan is different based on the skill set that they have and what they bring to the table. But I don't think it's much different at all. It's just dividing the reps up a little bit, right?
So when it comes to, not trying to give too much of a hype train or putting the cart before the horse when it comes to the true freshman, but just what does Darion and Dylan need to show, or Gideon for that matter, to get on the field this year and help them start that potentially?
Again, everybody needs to show perpetual development of the skills that it requires to play on Saturdays. And I think both those kids are very, very athletic. I think they both do a really nice job running the football, and it's my job to bring them along with what we're doing offensively and schematically to ensure that when they step on the field, we're comfortable with them being able to first and foremost protect the football, but also protect the quarterback.
Coach, can you talk a little bit about the pass protection and Tyler Walker and the physicality there?
Yeah, I mean that's part of it, right? Hammering up the nail when you're picking up defenders, and you talk about taking it personally when they try to blitz you, and making sure that you take the fight to them. He's done a really nice job